First is physical, basically how to build an aesthetic physique and what I've done in that genre. What I wish I would have done, what I wish I wouldn't have done. Then there is career, things basically my wrong decisions, all the mistakes that I made. Then there's mindset, and lastly habits. So if that sounds interesting to you, keep watching. Number one, physical. Normal people won't realize this until they actually start lifting, that it takes exceptionally long time to actually put on noticeable size. Unless I'm talking about pure muscle, I'm talking about pure lean mass. Anybody can bulk up and look bigger. I can bulk up in 2 months and look extremely big. I can be 80 kilograms, but that is not what I'm going for. I'm talking about pure muscle, actually putting on muscle mass. Most people don't realize it, but it takes exceptionally long time. Like, here's a picture of me from 2 years ago. This is my current physique right now. It took 2 years of extreme hard work, lifting almost every single day of my life, and eating almost purely for building on muscle. Like, my diet was almost purely optimized for building muscle. I didn't cheat on my diet very often. It took 2 years of exceptional discipline to get from here to here, and I still haven't reached like my peak physique. And some people would still say this is like not like big enough transformation. This is not David Late level of transformation. That is because all these fitness influencers that you see online, all these people that supposedly build a lot of muscle in a very short amount of time, I'll tell you something that will sound very bad, and most fitness influencers will hate me for saying this. They're either on steroids or they have exceptional genetics. It was just easy for them to put on muscle mass. They naturally had low metabolism, so they didn't put on any fat. They just put on muscle. If I could do that, I'd be eating anything. Everything will be converted into muscle. I'd be happy to. I'll be able to put on muscle like that in 6 months. But that's not how it works. If you have a normal person genetics, if you have genetics similar to mine, if you used to look something like this is my picture from 2 years ago. And this picture that you see, I've already been working out for a couple of years in this picture. I just hadn't been to a gym yet. I was working out at home. I had done calisthenics. I had a home gym where I was working out very consistently at. I just couldn't put on muscle. You could say I hadn't, maybe I hadn't reached puberty back then. So maybe it was not practical for me to, put on a lot of muscle. Maybe my testosterone wasn't that high. But it's only been 2 years and I've been able to put on so much more muscle. And my weight hasn't changed a lot, by the way. I've only lowered my fat and increased the muscle mass. That's all that's happened. Like this picture, maybe I was 60 kilograms. Right now, maybe I'm 66. And you can clearly tell like my before and after. The after is significantly more muscular than the before. So this transformation still took a lot of hard work and took me 2 years. So if you're expecting fast results within months, unless you have like David Lade, Jeff Seed level of genetics, forget about it. Or you could go for Sam Select method. You could just go and inject shit to yourself. But if you wanna realistically, naturally put on muscle and be able to look like you actually lift and be natural at it, be healthy while doing it, you need to be sacrificing everything. Like 2 years ago, I reached fuck it. I was like, I'll do anything. I was ready to do anything besides steroids, of course. I was ready to do anything. I started to work out. I started to do 1,000 push-ups a day. 1,000 push-ups a day. Slowly, I began to get smarter, and slowly I started to diverge into making it like a workout. So I only needed to hit a muscle twice a week in order to grow. So I started to do 1,000 push-ups twice a week instead of every single day. And that grew my chest. I started to work out at home and I started to do these high rep working workouts, 1,000 squat workouts, 1,000 push-ups workout, 300, 500 pull-ups workout. And that really helped. I realized all I needed to do was work hard, that I wasn't really doing. Most advice about fitness that comes from fitness influencers online won't work for you. Because you don't have the same genetics as them, and because everything that they say is literally copied from someone else. It's something that they have heard from someone else. They haven't discovered shit on them. So if your genetics are more likely somewhat similar to mine, here's a picture. If you used to, or if you look something similar to this, or if you have ever looked like this at some point in your life, I recommend you follow my advice related to fitness that I'm about to give you right now. And it's in order of importance. So I'll talk about the most important things first, and then I'll slowly go into the lesser important things. Firstly, go to the gym every single day of your life. Obviously, you need rest days, like you need to rest a particular muscle in order to build muscle. Everybody knows that. When you're working out, you're damaging your muscle fibers, and then on the rest days are when your muscle fibers recover. As a result, get stronger and bigger. That's how you build muscle, right? But I actually don't recommend that you take rest days at all. You can actually schedule your workouts so that you have enough rest. You have rested a muscle enough before you work it again. You're far better off going to the gym. But like you can imagine, like there are some days when you're like too tired, when you don't want to be going to the gym, when you're sore as fuck, or when when your mind just doesn't want you to go to the gym, right? I would still argue you're far better off going to the gym and underperforming than not going to the gym at all. And here's why. It wouldn't actually hinder your progress. It would actually probably be good for your progress. Maybe you'll put on more muscle if you rested that particular day, or you maybe took more rest days, yes. But I would actually argue that that is poisoning your mind, because it gives your brain like a like a taste of what rest days feel like, and that is not good. Because initially, when you're starting off the gym, when you obviously ignore this advice if you're like extremely disciplined in the gym, if you don't miss a day of working out at all besides rest days, ignore this advice. But if you're struggling at the gym, and if you're not able to build consistency at the gym, and you've plateaued, you're not making any more progress, I recommend this for breaking your plateaus, for actually being more consistent, because it's mental above everything. Yes, you might make more progress. Yes, you might not lose any progress, but you're poisoning your mind. You're telling your brain that it's okay to take a rest day. You're telling your mind that it's actually beneficial to take a rest days. As a result, it makes you take more rest days. It floods you with excuses in order to not go to the gym. On the day you won't feel like going to the gym, it will flood you with excuses, and you won't be able to go to the gym at that day. Some days it just gets so complicated. What day is it? Is it a rest day? Is it a working day? It's far more simplistic to just go to the gym every single day and then see what day it is and work out. Most successful people, most entrepreneurs are not more disciplined than you. They're not more consistent. They just have systems designed to make their life simpler. They don't do these cold showers. They don't do these crazy fucking diets. They don't do keto diets. They don't do bullshit things that are just not required. They just do what's necessary. In order to become successful and sexy, all you need to do is work out and work every single day for the rest of your life. Do these two things and you will be successful and sexy. But most people can't do that, because most people would rather be doing those keto diets. They would rather be avoiding eating carbs. They would rather do these carnivorous diets, all these fancy things that are unnecessary. People don't want to hear this because it's not sexy to hear. You only need to be doing two things. Wow. Surprise. I would recommend that you at least give this a try, because unless you try it, you won't be able to feel the benefits. I promise you that. Here's my exact workout routine, my exact workout split that has served me so fucking well. Like I've tried multiple splits after trying this one out, and every single time I just have to come back to this, because every single time I make the most progress with this particular split though. It is also designed to make you the most aesthetically pleasing. That's how the workout schedule, that the split is designed, so that you're focusing on the most important parts, right? So here's the workout split. Push, pull, legs and abs, shoulders, push, pull, legs and abs. And I repeat that over and over again. You'll see that before I train a particular muscle again, I'm giving it at least 2 days of rest, which is optimal. I'm training every single muscle twice a day, twice a week, which is also optimal. And I'm also doing, I'm also not doing any jump holding. So I'm only doing like 15 to 20 sets at max per week per muscle group. People would argue that's a little bit excessive, that maybe that's too much, but it just works for me. It helps me push past failure. So that's just what I do. If you don't like doing it, by all means, do whatever the fuck you like. But just let me ask you this question. Whatever you're doing right now, and if you're arguing that your method or your split is better than mine, just let me ask you this. Are you making more progress than me right now? I'm 19 years old. I've been working out seriously for the past 2 years. If you're around my age, if you've been working out for similar amount of time, do you look like this or better than this? If you don't look like this or better than this, then I would recommend you shut up and suck it up and just take my fucking advice. The second thing that people fuck up or take advice from fitness influencers about, which I don't agree with at all, is lifting light weights will help you build muscle or not lifting heavy weights. I recommend that you lift heavy weights that obviously you can still control, but I don't advise you go to light weights for any exercise whatsoever. And I'll tell you why. Most smart influencers will tell you that you can build muscle through doing lightweight exercises, and it's also safer because like you won't really tear your bicep if you do curls with 5 kgs, right? But they don't tell you have to do like 200 fucking reps. They say stick to 10 to 12 reps, and you stick to 10 to 12 reps, but you forget that you have to fail. Failure is the stimulus that builds you more muscle. Sure, you have to do 200 reps, and in 200 reps you will reach failure. But how is that smart? How is that optimal? Most fitness influencers, I will agree, fitness influencers are like scientific and they are probably smart. Maybe they're smarter than me, I can tell you that. But they use clickbaity titles and they tell you shit that people actually want to hear, that will get them views, that will get them to comment on the video below that, oh, this is really good and new advice. People want to hear what's sexy. What's not sexy is just lift heavy weight. That's how you get better. When you're doing 200 reps with light fucking weight, when you're curling 5 kg dumbbells, obviously if that's heavy for you, by all means, but if it's relatively light for most people, right? So if you're curling with 5 kgs and that's like light for you, you can do 200 reps. You're failing around 200 reps. You're not really building muscle with that. Even if you're failing, you're building endurance. You're getting better at doing that exercise for 200 reps. You're not building muscle doing that. Maybe a little bit, but that's minimal. What's the ideal range? Everybody will tell you 8 to 12 reps, 10 to 12 reps. Stick to that. My personal experience has actually been a little bit different. I recommend you stick to 6 to 8 reps for compound lifts and you stick to 8 to 15 reps for isolation exercises. Now I do want to specify, because this was like a huge, maybe I'm just dumb, but as a beginner, I was making this mistake. I was doing compound exercises for 6 to 8 reps, but I was not failing at around 6 to 8 reps. I could do a lot more, but I was still failing at 6 to 8 reps. I was stopping at 6 to 8 reps. You don't want to be doing that just because that's like the rep range that you should be doing. The rep range means that you pick a weight that you can only do 6 and minimum 6 reps and maximum of 8 reps with. That is what the rep range is all about. That is what the rep range means. I didn't know that as a beginner. And if for some reason you didn't know that either, now you do. So the rep range means that you should be failing at around 6 to 8 reps. That should be the weight that you should be picking. Alright. Going close to failure or actually hitting failure for 85% of your set. Here's like a pro tip or a hack for you to hit failure on 85% of the sets. Aim for hitting failure 100% of your sets and you'll be close to 85, 70, 85. That's how you hit failure. Most people don't understand what failure is. Failure is when you think that you're done with the exercise, that you cannot do another rep, and you force yourself to do 3 more and you can only get 1. That's when you hit failure. Most people do not work till failure. If you think, this is an actionable step for you next time you work out. Whenever you're doing an exercise, say you're doing bicep curls, right? And you think you're done, you're squeezing reps out and you think you're done, you cannot do another rep. Just try and get 5 more. And if you can force yourself to get 5 more reps, that means that you were bullshitting yourself, that you didn't hit failure, that you weren't even close to failure. Ideally, when you hit failure, you shouldn't be able to do another rep. I'll tell you exactly when you hit failure, right? When you think you're done with the rep, when you think you're done with the exercises, you try and get 5 more, and you can get one, and the other one you can only get to here, and then you can't even finish the rep. That's when you hit failure. And you have to give it your all. Like, you should be here for at least 2 seconds. That's when you know you should probably get the bar down. You'll probably tear your bicep. That is why you shouldn't be using like excessively heavy weight. But you should be using relatively heavy weight that you can control. Another crazy and weirdly something that fitness influencers commonly agree around is stretching at the bottom of a particular movement. So I'll take the bicep curl example again. So say you're doing a bicep curl, right? So at the bottom of the movement, also on the eccentric part of the movement, when your bicep is stretched in the stretch position, you don't want to just let go. You should still feel your bicep tense, right? You should still be using your bicep to like carry the weight, but you should feel the stretch, and you should feel it really hard, really bad, and you should hold that stretch for a couple of seconds and then do the concentric part of the movement, and you should explode on the concentric. That is the most optimal way to build muscle. Like, if you're optimized completely 100% for building muscle, that is how you should be doing each and every rep, especially the last one, because it is scientifically proven now that there has been a lot of studies where they tell you that this part of the movement is where most of the muscle building and the most of the damage to the muscle which causes you to build muscle happens. So when you're in the stretched position and your bicep is still tensed, so you're using your biceps right now, it's not relaxed, and you're not really stretching it in a relaxed position. You're stretching it while you're using it. So it's your biceps, you should still be able to flex your bicep while you're stretching it, and then you explode it out. That is how you optimally do one single rep of a movement. And I've been using it for a couple of weeks now, and I've seen great results, especially on incline dumbbell fly. Like, I used to just rep out reps like that. But lately I've been focusing more on the eccentric part of the movement and actually like really opening my chest up and stretching and holding that stretch for a couple of seconds and then exploding up. This will really humble you because it will lower the amount of weight that you can do, and it will also lower the amount of reps you can do. But I promise you will build the most muscle with this one tweak in your technique. Eat at least 1.2 to 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of your body weight. Fitness influencers online everywhere will tell you to eat 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. Like, that's the most readily available information out there. But that's the optimal range. That's where you will build the most muscle. And if you can get that amount of protein and still be under your calories, by all means do that. But if that's like a limiting factor to you, if you're in the all or none mindset, if you're like, if I can get 2 grams of 2 grams of protein per kg of body weight, only then will I eat right. Only then will I start working, or only then will I work towards building my muscle. If that's like a limiting factor for you, just get the minimum amount. Just get 1.2 to 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of your body weight, and you will still be building considerable amount of muscle. Especially if you're on a vegetarian diet, like I am. I eat non-veg food. I eat chicken. I eat eggs and stuff, but that's not part of my diet. I occasionally eat that stuff. Mostly my diet is vegetarian, and I still want to be able to eat under my calories. So I don't want to be bulking up. I don't want to be putting it to too much fat. So it's impractical for me, literally impractical for me to get to like, I weigh 67 kgs, right? It's impractical for me to be getting 234 grams of protein every single day and still be under my calories, because I'm on a vegetarian diet and I'm on an Indian diet. That means that calories are relatively higher and also that protein is relatively lower. So for me, the most practical thing is to just get the minimum amount. I still build muscle at 1.2 to 1.6 gram. I get 100 grams of protein every single day, and I am building muscle. And that allows me to also stay under my calories. So I'm relatively lean and I'm still putting on muscle. That's like the best case scenario for you. So I recommend, if it's a limiting factor for you, if you're in the, for some reason, if you're in the pussy mindset of all and none, I recommend you at least get the minimum amount. Like there's an upper limit, right? If you go beyond 2 grams of protein per kilogram of your body weight, you will not be like, all the extra protein for you will not be building muscle. That'll be used as energy. So, but that's not like bad for you by any means. Like the only offset or the only problem with that is that too much protein, maybe too much protein can potentially constipate you if you're not eating enough fiber. But besides that, there's nothing wrong with eating too much protein. So if you can get 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight and still stay under your calories, by all means go for that. But if you're not able to do that, I would recommend that you still at least work hard towards getting 1.2 to 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight, because that's when you will still be building muscle. There's an upper limit and there's a lower limit, right? The lower limit is less than 1.2 to 1.6, so you're still eating above the average person eats. You will be building muscle, bro. My last advice in this fitness division would be: cheat all you want. Just stick to 2 to 3 meals, particular meals that you know are high in protein and are also moderate in calories, not too excessively high in protein, like too excessively high in calories. Here's my exact protocol. This is what I would recommend you do exactly. This is what I do as well. So have one meal of the day that is fixed for you. Eat the same thing every single day. So my breakfast is fixed. I eat the same thing every single day, and I will do so for the rest of my life. So I eat protein oats, and that's fixed for me. So basically, that is 700 calories roughly, and has roughly 50 grams of protein in it. So whenever I want to have a cheat meal, I just lower my calories on the already low in calories and high in protein meal. So instead of putting milk in my protein oats, I instead put water. So it comes down to 500 calories and about 40 grams of protein. So it's still high in protein. It's still contributing towards helping me hit my protein intake, and it's still relatively low in calories. So I'm still left with 1500 calories for the rest of the day, and I only eat twice a day. So I wait until afternoon, I wait until like 1 or 2 p.m. to eat my breakfast, and then I just eat my dinner. So now I have like 1500 calories left for the rest of the day, and I have like 60 grams of protein left. So I can cheat and still be under my calories and still be eating enough protein. So I'll actually be building muscle and be staying under my calories. So I will be being lean and be putting on muscle by cheating on my meals. I recommend cheating, but not excessively. Don't make it this every single meal, every single day even. Make this like once in a week, once in 2 weeks is even more optimal. I cheat only like once in 3 or 4 weeks because I'm really logged into fitness right now. I recommend you just cheat like once in 2 weeks or something, and this is the exact protocol I would recommend that you follow, because this allows you to cheat and still not hinder your progress. The reason why I don't recommend you cheat excessively is because it will weaken your mindset and it will just make you fuck up your diet at all. So this is how I would incorporate cheat meals. Okay, so building strength along with building muscle is not only possible, it's actually optimal. So, all these fitness influencers, the smart ones at least, will tell you that like the most optimal way to be building muscle, right, is when you're doing like reps, when you're using weights that you can control on the eccentric and the concentric, and you're doing slow and controlled reps and you're stretching at the bottom. All that stuff is nice, and that's how you build muscle. That's the perfect optimal rep. I agree. But I recommend that you actually build strength as well. Like, why wouldn't you, as a man, want to be able to bench 100 kilograms? Like, that's like a gym milestone, and every single guy that works out wants to have. I'm actually very close to that. I'm actually benching 70 kilograms for 10 reps right now. So maybe in a couple of months I'll be benching 100 kilograms. Who knows though? So, anyways, I would actually recommend you build your workouts in such a way that you're actually building strength and muscle at the same time, and you can actually do that. So what I would recommend is you use rep ranges in some of your exercises that are optimal for building strength, and use rep ranges that are optimal for building muscle only. Here's what I mean. on and only be trying to build strength on compound lifts. So bench press, squats, deadlifts, if you do that, which I don't recommend you do. Also rows. So these are the only ways where these are the only compound lifts that I would recommend you build strength towards, right? And the rep range that I would recommend for you to use is around 5 to 6 reps. This is where you will be building the most strength. Obviously, if you do one rep, if you do workouts with, if you do sets with 1 rep, with 2 reps, 3 reps, 4 reps, you'll still be building muscle. But in my opinion, if you fail at 2 reps, 4 reps, I don't think that's good for you because that's like too much muscles, too much weight for you. You might get injured. It's very high. The possibility of you getting injured is very high. I would recommend the rep range of around 5 to 6 reps. You will still be optimally working towards mostly building strength. You will also build a little bit of muscle, but that's minimal. The rep range that I would recommend you to use in order to build muscle is around 8 to 12 reps. So I would recommend you use this rep range to when you're doing like drop sets. So when you just when you're doing supersets, sorry. So when you just completed a compound exercise, like you've just benched 70 kgs for 6 reps, I would recommend you hop on to do chest flies maybe for 10 to 12 reps. And that is the most optimal way to build muscle, in my opinion, and also build strength. Obviously, you need to be failing at around 10 to 12 reps in order to build muscle. Also, stretch at the eccentric, hold the stretch for a couple of seconds, for 1 to 2 seconds, and then explode on the way up. That is the most optimal way that you will be building muscle and also building strength. Moving on to the second part of our list, career. If your chosen career path, if your career of choice involves a 9 to 5 job, unless you are passionate about the particular thing, like if you want to be a doctor and you're passionate about helping people, if you've had some incident in your family and you feel like you don't want that to happen to anyone else, if it's something like that, I have respect for you. By all means, go for it. But unless that is your case, which I am 90% sure it's not, then it's not actually what you want to do. Your career choice is not your choice at all. It's something that either your parents, your friends, or the society has told you is the most efficient way for you to be making easy money. And there's multiple other reasons that I must have told you. It's safe, it's secure, it comes with like benefits, with insurance, and you can get loans and shit like that. There's a lot of stuff. If you're a woman, you get maternity leave, stuff like that. There's a lot of things that they tell you that job as a package is ideal. It's a glorified so much, right? I'm going to destroy that belief of yours right now. Reason number one is why this idea of going to college, getting a degree, getting a job is absolutely fucking flawed, is because there is no ROI in it. Like it's not like there's a bad ROI. ROI is return on investment, right? It's a business term. Basically, how much you invest, how much of it you make back from the particular investment. So there is no ROI. Whatever you invest in college, whatever you invest in the process of you to be eligible and to be able to do the job correctly, whatever you do in the process of upskilling yourself in that, there is no ROI in that. You cannot repay your private college fees, which is probably in a couple of lakhs. You cannot repay that or ever earn that back with 30K per month salary, even if it grows. And if for some reason, if you thought right now that, oh, my father's going to pay the college fees, I don't care. Well, fuck you. I have zero respect for you right now. And I know if you're probably been watching me for a while, if this is not the first time you've seen my video, and if you've reached this far, that means you've been able to resonate whatever I'm saying right now. Chances are you probably didn't think that. Chances are you're relatively like a high value man. You're like a respectable person right now. But I just want to let you know that I don't respect people like that, and neither should you. The mindset that you should never, like if for some reason it's their responsibility and their job to raise you and pay for every single one of your commodity is fucked, bro. That is where, in my opinion, our Indian culture is lacking is when we feel like our parents are obligated to pay and to take care of us for the rest of your life, for the rest of our lives. After you're 18, in my opinion, you should be responsible for yourself. You should be responsible for your own decisions, your own career choices, your own life choices. Everything you should be responsible for on your own. That means paying for yourself. That means living by yourself. If that's like something that's acceptable for you. For me, it's not. I don't want to leave my parents ever for like an extended amount of time. So the thought that you would think it's their responsibility to keep paying for you for the rest of your life is fucked, bro. When are you gonna take responsibility? When are you gonna grow some fucking balls? Your father did, and it's surprising and it's astounding to me that people just live like that and don't feel pathetic at all. I can't live like that. I can't look at my father in the eyes and tell him that he hasn't done enough for me, because he 100% has. And I can't believe anybody in the world can feel like their father or their parents haven't done enough unless they're like extreme scenarios. Most people, most fathers, most parents do their best, bro. At least the best they could do. Like imagine, like if you calculate right now how much your father has paid for your education up to this point, you're gonna feel thankful. You're gonna feel grateful. But because imagine having to pay all of that, and imagine that your father asks for that money back. He won't. Your father will never ask you the money that he paid for your school, for your tuition fees. Like I cannot imagine my life without wanting to retire my parents. That's a big goal for me. I want to be able to look my father in the eye and tell him that you don't need to be working anymore. You don't need to be worrying about paying the bills anymore. You wanna run this business, you wanna do a particular thing, do it. But don't do it for money. Do it because you want to. Do it because it fulfills your purpose. Don't need to be worried about making money anymore. Don't need to be worried about paying the bills anymore. I'll take care of everything. That is what your goal should be as a man. That's the first goal a man should have. And if you don't, fuck you, bro. What's wrong with you? Where are your balls? So that's the number one reason. That's the first reason why your college system, education system, or you want to say the rat race is flawed. Is because there is no return on investment. You invest 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, unless you're in like a government college, and chances are you're not in a government college, because unless, like I couldn't get into a government college. I had like 85% marks in 12th. I had 80% marks in 10th. I couldn't get into a government college. So maybe you are in a government college, and even if you are, it's still not ideal though, because the thing that you get at the end of your graduation, the one piece of paper, it is only like a stamp on your forehead that says you are now eligible to give interviews for job, that you will get how do I explain this without sounding offensive, bro? Without sounding condescending, because I'm not trying to be condescending, right? I'm not trying to share on people who want to get into a 9 to 5 job, who want to become engineers, who want to work towards bettering the economy, who want to work towards providing better health benefits. I respect you people, by all means. But if you're not passionate towards that, bro, if you want to get into a 9 to 5 job and be signing papers and looking at graphs and just doing bullshit work that you're not really passionate about, but that's slave work. Naukri. Naukri. You're a knocker. It's not ideal, bro. It's not respectable. I don't respect you if that's what you want. If that's your end goal, bro. Come on. We can do so much better than that. I can help you become so much more than that, bro. I agree. Being a YouTuber is not much better than that. Like right now, I don't have much to show for that. But I promise you, within a couple of months, I'll be looking back at this video and telling you I told you so. So that's the number one reason why colleges and why getting a job is not what you actually want. It's just something that your parents think and the society or maybe your friends think is the most ideal and the most easiest way for you to be making money. Making easy and little bit of money. You can be making so much more through business. People say that they take up jobs because they like the added benefits, right? The regular income and the safety of jobs, right? I actually think they're coping. I actually think that they're little bitches. I actually believe that they're only saying those things because when they get jobs, they can get away with mediocre work. That's all. You can work like a little bitch and still get paid the same amount of money. That's the only reason why people prefer jobs over business. Is because in business you work hard and you actually produce something, you get paid. And if you don't, you don't. That's how it works. That's how the life of an entrepreneur works. People always like to glorify passive income. There is no passive income in entrepreneurship. Not for a high value man, at least. Not if you want to continuously grow your business, continuously grow your regular income. There is no passive income, bro. I would actually argue that jobs are fucking passive income because in most jobs you don't have to do anything. You don't produce anything. There's no deep work involved. You just have to do distracted bit of work. You just have to do a little bit of typing, have to sign a few papers, have to look at a few graphs, fill up some Excel sheets, and that's all. That is what most jobs are. I don't respect that at all. And let me tell you something else. To put it very clearly, extremely clearly, your career path is just something that your parents have told you is easy, that you've labeled as easy. You don't actually want to help people and don't want to help. You don't actually want to work towards improving the economy by becoming an engineer. You don't want that. All you give a fuck about is regular pay because you are okay with doing mediocre work and still getting paid for it. And you know what? The safety and the regular income, that is even a lie. Because you're a slave and your work is replaceable and your work is very easily replicated. The moment the company figures out that a younger person is able to do the same amount of work or more work for less pay, they will lay you off like that. They will remove you like that. Doesn't matter if you've been working with them for 20 years, 10 years, 30 years even. If they feel like you're not valuable enough, if you're not producing much to the company, if you're not helping grow the business in any way, grow the company in any way, you'll be laid off. If the company is going broke for some reason and they need to cut employees, if they need to cut pays, they will lay you off. So where's the safety in that? Where's the regular income in that? It's actually, in my opinion, more dangerous because irrespective of how much you produce, if the company just goes broke, if the CEO just announces bankruptcy, you're done. You're gonna be laid off for no reason, absolutely no reason. Even if you're like a regular high producing employee. Whereas in business, the more you produce, the more you improve yourself, the more you improve your business, the higher you can pay yourself. So why are you still going in that path? You can argue, you can cope with me, you can be a little bitch and be saying that that's how it works, Akshath. You go to school, you graduate from there, you go to college, you graduate from there, you either go for higher studies or you get a job and start working straight away. And to that, I say, get fucked. It's 2024. You have infinite options. You have more options than your grandfather ever did. You have more options than even your father ever did. My father didn't have options. My father was 19 when he started working. I'm 19 when I was at 17 when I started working, honestly, but my father was 19 when he got into Air Force. Imagine that. Right out of school. So he didn't really have options because he had to support his family and shit. I have options. I can choose if I want to go the easy way or the hard and risky way. Like business is hard, business is risky, but I have the balls for it. Do you? Think about this. The best business to start, the best and the easiest business to start in 2024, in my opinion, is to become an influencer. You pick a schedule that you're going to post on. You pick an audience that you're going to cater to the niche to solve the problems for. You're going to pick a niche that you're going to be talking about, and you pick a schedule that you're going to be posting on, and you stick to it for the rest of your life. And within 5 years, you will have achieved everything that you want to. I post every Monday and Thursday. I post every single day on my Instagram and on my Shorts channel. I'll post the screenshots if you want to follow me on there. There is nothing more valuable than having an audience who loves you. All you really need to excel in life is 1,000 true fans, 1,000 people who will buy anything from you. You sell them $1,000 t-shirts, they will buy it. You sell them bath water, they will buy it. You sell them anything, they will buy it. That is what you're going for. That is what you will achieve within 5 years. You see this all the time. Supposedly, like actors and influencers who had their careers ended, still making like stupid amounts of money. That's because they're extremely good at catering to their audiences. That's because they're extremely good at growing audiences. You see stupid YouTubers, idiot people making millions of dollars, making crores of rupees through YouTube just because they're good at this fun skill, just because they know how to cater an audience, how to take care of an audience, how to grow an audience, how to build an audience that loves you. That is what you truly need. That is what it means to become an influencer. All you need is, this is exactly what you do, by the way. You start YouTube channel and you start posting on YouTube. Pick a schedule, start posting on YouTube. You create a product and you market the fuck out of that product. And you get people to buy and then you improve on your product. If you want to know exactly how I'm working towards converting my YouTube channel into a business, you can post a comment below and I will teach you exactly how. I will make a video taking you step by step on how I plan on doing that. I'm actually very further down the line into converting my YouTube channel into a business. I've actually created my own landing page and my own product. It's a coaching program. If you're interested, you can check out the top link in the description. But what do you make your YouTube channel about? Like mine is about self-improvement, right? I help young men figure out what they actually want in life. I help them reach their goals by becoming worthy of actually being successful, by giving them the traits required for becoming that person: discipline, consistency, the habits they need to acquire in order to become that person, the knowledge they require in order to become that person, and I actually help them achieve those goals. What are you going to do? Like, can you work like me? Can you wake up every single day and work on your YouTube channel that you're really passionate about, if you're passionate about it at all, for 3 to 4 hours straight? Can you produce the kind of content that I produce? Like there's not much into production. You would think like that, right? There's not much editing in my videos. They're very simple. There's no thumbnail. There's not much SEO required. There's not much description either. I do that because this way I can focus on the most important task, that is providing value. I spend most of my time in scripting my video and recording my video. That's it. Those are the most high leverage tasks for me. If I just focus on those two things, I'll be providing the most value to you, and I'll also be, in return, like, I'll be building goodwill, and as a result, you will like me more. If you like me more, you'll be more likely to subscribe. So this is me optimizing for people instead of the algorithm that normal people do. But can you do this? Can you talk like me, like I talk to the camera right now? Are you even able to look at the camera and talk to it like there's a real person, actual person sitting there? I talk to the camera as if I'm talking to myself. Everything that I'm saying, every time I call you motherfucker, every time I say get fucked, I'm saying that to myself because I've done these things, bro. Repeatedly over and over again. I don't say anything that I've heard on social media or on the internet. Everything that I criticize you on is something that I've done in the past. It's something that I'm currently doing. So I am cursing myself. I'm swearing at myself right now. Motherfucker, sudhar ja. This is like a therapy session for me. Can you do that? By the way, these 1.5 hour long videos, this is after editing. This is after editing like a good 10 to 12% more realistically. So it takes me like good 2 to 3 hours to script these videos. And it takes me to good 3 to 4 hours to actually, I tried lying, but I couldn't. I can't lie to you guys. Takes me good 2 to 3 hours to record these videos, and it takes me like a couple of, again, it takes me like 3.5 hours to actually edit the video. Even if there's not a lot of editing, bro, I still go through the entire video in order to make sure there's not some bits that I want to cut out. And these are not just, I don't just record in one go because it's in an iPad. It doesn't let me record 1 hour long video. So I record clips and I have to attach together. That takes editing, right? That takes work. This is a lot of work, bro. Providing value is hard. Entertainment is easy. You just have to make a joke out of yourself. People will watch you. But if you actually want to provide value to the people that you actually care about, like my target audience is a person that I actually give a fuck about. It's a person that does not believe in 9 to 5 jobs, that believes that the education system is actually flawed and is actively trying to get out of the rat race. And is 18 years old, lives in India, is working towards improving himself. My target audience is very specific. That is what you need to have as well. You need to have a very specific person that you're catering the needs to. Very specific problem of a very specific person that you're solving. That is how you build an audience. Like my audience right now never say a bad word about me. That's because they actually understand and relate to me. I'm only attracting the kind of people that I want to attract. I'm not posting bullshit content that is not in my niche. My niche is self-improvement for young 18-year-old men. That's all. I can be talking about fitness. I can be talking about entrepreneurship. I can be talking about acquiring knowledge. I can be talking about consistency, discipline, mindset. But that's all. These are all the interests of my target audience. You need to be thinking like that. Think like an entrepreneur, not like a YouTuber. Don't be posting videos for views. If you post videos for views, you will get views. If you post videos because you want to make a fuck ton of money, then you will make a fuck ton of money. Right now, I'm making videos not because I want to grow my audience, not because I want to grow my subscribers. It's because I want to get the right kind of people into my channel. Because those people are the ones that are going to make me the most amount of money. These are the people that I also want to help make the most amount of money. Because these are the people that I care about the most. Because these are the people that I am or I was. I want to help these people get the help that I didn't have. Get the answers to the questions that I didn't have. Help them ask the questions to themselves that I wish I would have asked before. So ask yourself this question. Who is someone that you want to help right now? This is your actionable step for this segment. Who is that persona? Who is that person that you're trying to help very badly? For if you're in self-improvement and if my content resonates with you, if you've been watching to this point basically, I would recommend you just pick yourself, like your past self, and you just tell people things that you wish someone else had told you. That's exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm giving you the information that I didn't have back then, that I wish I had back then. I'm telling you to do things that I wish I would have started sooner. And I'm helping you get the results that I would have had maybe in a quarter amount of time. So here's an actionable step for this segment of the video. Pick a niche and pick a target audience. Pick a person, pick a persona, an avatar, whatever you want to call it, that you want to help, that you actually care about helping. And that leads us to the third segment of our video, which is mindset. The best advice or the best thing I can teach you about mindset is to acquire a growth mindset. What a growth mindset basically is that it's more than a mindset. It's basically a way of life. It's the way you live your life. It's the way you see your life. It's when you see challenges as not as challenges, but as opportunities to grow. It's when you see failures as lessons. It's when quitting is not an option for you. It's when you reach that phase of your life where you're like, fuck it. I'll do whatever the fuck it takes. I just need the results. This is the phase that I was in for the past couple of years, for the past 2 years, like to be specific, where I was like, I'll do whatever the fuck it takes. Like that are like within my morals. Obviously, I didn't want to join a gang or something like that. But I'll do whatever the fuck I need to in order to get results. No matter how many hours I have to spend at the gym, no matter how long I have to work per day, no matter how hard I have to work per day, no matter what I have to do, even I'll do the things that I hate. I just need to become a YouTuber. I just need to reach 2,000 subscribers. I just need to reach to 4,000 hours of watch time. I just need to get my first customer. I just need to get my first sale for my coaching program. I just need to get to my goal physique. I'll do whatever it takes. That's the growth mindset. And that is what you're working towards. That is what you should be aiming towards. Unless you have a growth mindset, succeeding is exceptionally hard, difficult. Like these are the kind of people who don't have like the growth mindset, who don't have the right mindset, don't work hard. These are the kind of people that you see will lose their success overnight. You know, the kind of lottery money kind of people win a lottery worth $10 million and they lose it all within a year. They spend it all within a year. The people who get lucky with their cryptocurrency investment and they lose it all, they blow all their money within a couple of years. You don't want to be like that. You don't want gamblers' money. You want to be worth the money. You want to be respected by people who look at you and be like, yeah, he deserved that. He worked hard for that money. He should have gotten the success that he had. I'm happy for him. You want people to look at you and say that. Not look at you and see a happy kid, a lucky kid. Growth mindset is even more than that. Growth mindset is seeing a difficulty, seeing a challenge and not going, oh, poor me, but going like, oh, poor every fucking one else who'll have to go through this fucking challenge and that will give up here, but not me. To see problems and challenges as entry barriers. What I mean by that is basically, I'll give you a real world example. This is what happened to me right now. Basically, my channel right now, this month, is not performing as well as it did last month. And I caught myself thinking that every single one that started their YouTube journey with me, this is the second time that's happening. Like this is the second time my channel took a dip. But every single time it took a dip, like the last time, it has only happened twice, right? The last time it took a dip and it went up exponentially high right after that, like right away. So that is what I'm thinking right now. That's what like to happen. The lower the dip is, the longer the dip stays, the more exponential growth is going to happen on the other side. And I couldn't help but think that anyone else that started the YouTube journey with me, along with me, first of all, was not able to be consistent as me. Second of all, was not able to provide as much value. And thirdly, whenever they faced challenges, they gave up. Like a lot of people would have given up at the first time that my channel took a dip. The first time my videos stopped performing and started getting like 40 views, 30 views, 10 views. This is the second time that's happening. Like it gives me dopamine. It gives me happiness thinking that so many people give up right now. But I'm just plowing through. I'm just pushing through. I'm just doubling down on providing more value. I'm just doubling down on making sure that you guys succeed. This is a warrior's mindset. This is what I'm gonna install in all of your fucking brains. I'm going to make you into the fucking psychopath that I am. That is growth mindset. That anything, literally, that anything that doesn't kill you, makes you stronger. And you seek opportunities that don't kill you but make you stronger. But now the question is, how do you develop this mindset? The simple answer and the most boring answer is, this is also the answer that's going to get you the results, by the way, is be the man that already has those results. I do. I wake up every single day at 5 a.m. and I get straight to work and I work for hours straight. Like I work for 90 minutes. That's like one block of working for me. I can work for 90 minutes without like a problem. It's like I get into flow state very easily now that I've practiced it so many times. And my flow state lasts for 90 minutes. After that, it's like I get diminishing results. My focus starts to wander and I'm not able to produce as much. So I take a break and then I get some more work done. 3 hours of work before my parents are even awake. That is what it takes. Just the other day, while I was like making the landing page for my website, while I was building my actual product, while I was scripting and recording the video that's in the landing page, I was working for 12 hours a day for a couple of days. And that is what it takes. That's what is called being an entrepreneur, is doing whatever it takes. You have to do whatever it takes, not whatever you can do. Sometimes that's more than you 100%. And that's okay. You have to do that, bro. You want to be exceptional, you want to be extraordinary, you have to do that extra. Passive income is a myth, at least for men like us, at least for high value masculine men like us. For bitches, sure, not for us. So if you want, but however, if you want like a softer approach, if you're not okay working for hours straight, if you're not able to fake it till you make it, I would recommend get into a couple of monk modes or get into a deep dopamine detox. That would really show you what you're capable of. Maybe then you're able to work as much. Maybe then you're able to produce much more. I have already made videos on that. You can check out of my full guide on self-improvement and I think dopamine detox challenge. I'll put the cards of the video somewhere, or you can just check them out on my channel. Okay, so the fourth and final section of this video, habits. Now, bro, I absolutely love to tell you that you need to be taking cold showers every day, that you need to journal, visualize, meditate, manifest every single day of your life. I would love to tell you those habits are extremely vital for you to be successful. But I don't like time. And you really don't need to be doing, like, what does a man really need? For you specifically, I know that you want to be successful, you want to get rich as fuck, and you want to be sexy. You want to look the best that you can in order to attract the girl that you really like, right? And to achieve those two goals, all you really need to be doing is work every day and work out every single day. Now, are there things that you can do in order to optimize those two things? Fuck yes, absolutely. Like you can optimize your work routine in order to get the most out of the work that you're doing. You can do deep work, you can do focused, you can learn how to improve your focus, you can learn how to do long periods of undisturbed deep work and produce a lot of work. You can optimize your workouts in order to build the most muscle. You can optimize your diet in order to build the most muscle. Sure, you can do all those things. But I'm talking about the vital task. What gives you the highest leverage over your goals? So here's an actionable step for you. And if you take away anything from this video, take this away. I want you to figure out your own highest leverage task for your particular goal. So I'll show you my this little private, but I'll tell you anyway. My goal this year, at least, is to build a YouTube community of high value men, or men who want to become high value, and provide them with impeccable value, like things that they have never heard before in their life, things that they wish they would have things that they wish they would have heard sooner, things they wish that someone would have told them sooner, like brutal, honest truths and brutal advice that will actually get them results, that won't sound pretty, but will get them results. And provide all of that for free for a very long time. And then for those who can afford, also have like a much more valuable paid product that will absolutely change their lives and will also take them less time for to change their lives, basically. That is basically my goal. Now, this is the thinking process that I want you to go through. First, clarify your goal. Make it abundantly clear for yourself so that you can just say out loud. So I just spelled out my entire goal for you, and you probably understand exactly what I mean. You probably also see me like fulfilling those goals. Like you also see me like checking off the little milestones that I have along the way. Like I've already created my landing page and I've already created my product. Link is in the description if you just want to check it out, by the way. I think it's really valuable. I want you to be very clear with your goal as well, just like I am. I want you to then figure out how you can achieve that goal. So the one thing that you cannot complete your goal without. So if I stop making videos, I cannot achieve my goal. I cannot even like imagine achieving my goals, because my goal is through building a community on YouTube, which requires me to make videos and then provide value through YouTube's and live coaching classes, which like through courses and live coaching classes, which also require me to requires me to build the skills that are required in talking to a camera basically, and also requires me to like learn how to make good quality videos because of the courses. So everything involves me making videos. So I need to learn how to be really good at making videos, and I actually need to produce a lot of content in order to provide value as well, right? So my highest leverage task right now is producing videos. And the highest leverage tasks in those two, like there's sub tasks, right? Making a video is like a big thing. There's editing in that, there is copywriting in that, in scripting, there is SEO because you need to be like doing the description tags and doing all that cute girly bullshit stuff. And there is also digital art because you need to learn how to create good thumbnails. You need to figure out what is the most highest leverage task in those subtasks. So in creating the video, there is scripting and actually like making the video, recording the video. That is like the highest leverage. Those are the two tasks that I spend most of my time doing. That my 90% of my work is doing those two things. That's where most of my focus is. Can I do other things that will also benefit me? Sure. I could be shitting out content like anything. Like the shorts, I could be making one a day every single day. I use an AI software in order to like cut out my long format videos and create shorts from that, and I post that on my shorts channel and on my Instagram. And I have an Instagram manager so that I don't get distracted with growing Instagram. I could be focused there as well. I could be focused in creating shorts. I could be focused on editing shorts, but I don't want to be wasting my time doing things that are not high leverage for me. I don't want to be building the wrong habits that will not lead me to be successful, that will lead me to wasting my time basically. So this is your actionable step. Figure out your own high leverage task that will help you the most in achieving whatever it is that your goal is. I want you to comment it down below. So figure out your own high value, high leverage, vital task. Whatever your goal is. For example, this one single task, this one single actionable step will determine whether or not you're going to achieve your goals. That is the level of importance that I'm looking for. That if you keep doing this one task, you will achieve your goals. If you don't, you won't achieve your goals. That is how important it must be. So I'll give you a real world example to further help you understand what exactly I mean. If your goal is becoming a fitness influencer on Instagram by helping people who are struggling with weight loss, fat kids, basically you want to help fat kids get less fat. Okay. Your highest ROTI, basically return on time investment, is to shit out as much high quality content as possible. People post up to 5 times a day on Instagram. If you post up to 5 times a day on Instagram, you would have posted roughly 100 reels in less than a month. That will immensely increase your chances of getting discovered and chances of you going viral. So so your high value task is creating as much content as possible. So you should not be focused on these little strategies of figuring out hashtags and posting comments on Instagram, like Instagram pages that are relevant to you, and going on to hashtags and following people and helping for them to follow you back. Should not be distracted by these little tasks. Focus on your highest leverage task and just work towards improving your skill set to do that task better, and just do that task as much as possible. That's your goal. Right. So once you figured out your vital task for the day, you now do it the first thing in the morning. Like the second your alarm clock rings and you turn your alarm off, like within 1 minute of you getting up, you should be on your workbench or desk, wherever you work, and you should start working on your high value, high vital task. Even if it is studying for you, like that is possible if you're in school. Even if you're in college and you want to quit college, you're forced to do college because your parents want you to. I understand, bro. You still, like, your high value vital task can be studying as well. It can be educating yourself as well. So do that. You're going to do it first thing in the morning for 90 minutes. And then you can take some rest and you can do it again. Your goal is to work up to 3 hours the first thing in the morning. Obviously, you won't be able to do like 90 minutes of work like the first time you try. Your focus is fucked right now. You probably, if you've reached until this point of the video without being distracted, like kudos to you, bro. I'm proud of you. I'm fairly proud of you. But most people won't be able to, and likely you also won't be able to. Like you won't be able to do boring work for like 1.5 hours. That's a little hard. So do your best. If even if it is 30 minutes, even if it is 45 minutes, and slowly build up and force yourself to do a little bit more progressive overload, right? That's what the gym bros do, right? Slowly build up to 90 minutes of, like, your work block should be up to 90 minutes, and then you can build that up as well. Right now I can work for 1.5 hours easy, no problem. I get into flow state within the first 10 minutes of me starting to work, and then I don't even realize when it's like 1.5 hours or 2 hours. I'm trying to build that up to 2 hours now, so I can do like 2 hours of work. I can get 2 batches of work done a day, and that would be like 4 hours of work first thing in the morning. That would be like the best case scenario for you. For me, I'm working towards that. Your goal for now should be to work up to 3 hours a day, 90-minute blocks, 15 to 20-minute rest in between, and getting 3 hours of work done before your competition is even over. All right, another habit that I want to install upon you, that I insist you work towards building, is working out every single day, working hard every single day. You watch my channel, right? You relate with my content. You watch my videos because you can understand the things that I'm saying. You relate to my personality, basically, right? So chances are you don't want to be a fat, disgusting millionaire. You want to be jacked and big, sexy and attractive to ladies. You want to be able to look a woman in the eye and tell that she feels attracted to you. You can only do that if you have a physique worthy of a man. Don't be a scrawny little bitch, and don't be fat. Like if I meet you in person right now, and if I shake hands with you, and it's not like hard as a fucking rock, I will break it in half, bro. How dare you watch my channel, consume my content, and be a scrawny little bitch? Like, if you're working towards improving yourself, if you're going to the gym regularly, if you're eating right, if you're doing all those things, I'm proud of you, bro. I'm super proud of you. Even if you're scary, even if you're fat, I don't give a fuck then. If you're working towards that. But if you're like, if you're one of those like skinny neck vaping people that have like skinny legs, that their girlfriend have like thicker legs than them, fuck you. I have zero respect for you. And if in your mind you're thinking that getting too big is undesirable for women, fuck you, bro. How I cannot emphasize on how wrong you are. You think a woman will look at Henry Cavill and be like, no, I like Timothy Chalamet more. You think a woman is gonna look at, say, Chris Hemsworth and be like, no, I like Harry Styles more. How much sense does that make? And if you're thinking like, I don't want to be, you will never be able to look as big as them. Like, let's be real, they take steroids. So even they will never be able to reach that size with natural training. But you wish you could, bro. Like, you wish you were as big as Superman. You wish you were as big as Thor. Even as big as me. Like, I don't look as big on camera. Maybe like my body shape is nice. Like, you can see the shapes of my muscles. You can see like I train, right? But I don't look that big. I guarantee you, we meet in person, I'm bigger than you. I guarantee you, anybody that sees me walking down the road and they see me even with a jacket on, they can still tell that I work out every single day. If I'm working out with you, I am training harder than you. I am lifting more than weight than you. That's the kind of psychopath that I am. And you would, even after a year of training, you wish you could even get to my size. Forget about all the bodybuilders that you're coping and saying that you don't want to be as big as. Bro, you wish. Just go and train, bro. Okay, this is the end of the video. The last habit that I insist you build upon and work towards improving and just growing is reading every single day. Read whatever. If you're like a beginner, if you're new to books, if you don't like reading like non-picture book, if you're like that kind of a person, just read fiction, bro. I recommend Maze Runner. I recommend Percy Jackson series. These are both books that I've read and I love those. That's how I started getting into reading books. And now I read thick ass books now. This is the power of habit. Very, very ironically. So you need to learn how to read books, and you need to work towards how to read like for long periods of time. This will actually build your attention span. This will increase how long you can focus. I offer paid coaching as well. And if you're by any means interested, the top link in the description is the link to my website. You can check it out. Even if you're not interested, just check that website out so you have like an idea of what a landing page should look like. As an entrepreneur, you should know. I'm building a community of high value men or men who want to become high value. If you're one of them, subscribe to my channel right now so my videos can find you more easily, and I can help you in your own self-improvement journey by videos just like this every Monday and Thursday. And I'll see you in the next video.